another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of everything to do with Disney travel in style. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bellabraddock.
And I'm Amelia Bellabraddock. And today, what to pack and wear to Walt Disney World this July.
Yes, it's time for those of you heading to Walt Disney World in July.
I can't believe I just said that right. In July. It's crazy how fast we got here.
Crazy. And so let's talk about what you should be packing and wearing this coming month or July, depending on when you're listening to this. It is now officially summertime at Walt Disney World. And, as you would expect, located in Florida, sure, it's going to be hot, right? So let's just pay special attention to a few things. July in Orlando, yeah, it's hot. But you know what? We've all been under a heat dome recently. So I have a little bit of pet peeve that a lot of these things talk about. Oh, it's so hot. But as the heat dome just illustrated, and even where we're located in the north, it is still extremely hot all the time. So, we're all used to heat. It's more of a common sense thing. It's not so much the heat that we suggest we watch for when we do these summer vacations to Disney World. And we'll get into that in a minute. But first of all, what's the weather looking for July? Let's talk about the July 2024 weather forecast as much as we know at this point, the month ahead.
Okay, so the weather right now looks pretty consistent over the month and pretty nice for the most part. There are daytime highs from like 87 to 95, so warm but not like heat wave dying death heat, which is always pleasurable. And it won't get too cold, so you can probably leave any jackets, pants, sweaters except for one or two at home, because the lows are only reaching like 65 or low 70s.
Yeah, and that 65 is only 1 or 2 days. So these are just temperatures. We're not including humidity or heat index or whatever it's called where you live. So it will be hotter feeling. But, so it's hot. Hey, it's summer. It's hot in pretty much almost everywhere in North America. But it's not just the heat that you have to watch for. And that's also true for everywhere. But think about it when you're packing.
I think the good thing about July is it's a little bit of a precursor to later on in the summer. So like July is nice because you can have the t-shirts or a little bit of the heavier materials because it doesn't get to peak Florida yet. So
I still like the lighter ones. Personally, the Bell and Canvas 3001 weight.
But you still wear t-shirts in July.
Yeah, but there's different weights of t-shirts. That's what I meant. So I like whereas I don't normally like lighter weight t-shirts, I actually do in Florida in July and August.
All right. Well, in general, July is a better option for
that is true.
T-shirts.
For your regular, almost any t-shirt in your collection, right? I wouldn't put as much thought into it, I guess, is your point. So I'll give you that one. And I have to say, for the second half of the month, it's looking a wee bit wetter than the first half, but there's, at least in the monthly calendar, no long, washout rain forecasts. Big asterisk here. It is Florida and it is hurricane season, so anything can happen. So what do we always recommend?
Check the forecast as much as you can, as close to the trip as you can. Be adaptable with what you're wearing and what you're packing, and don't get discouraged if there's rain.
Yeah, and I would say our recommendation is just always pack to assume that at some day during your stay, you're going to get one of those afternoon and evening washouts. We actually plan our trips around those. We've talked about that in the past. Don't plan many outdoor activities during the 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. period.
Yeah.
But let's talk about packing and what we recommend that you wear. So you've got heat, and heat's easy to deal with, right? Go into the air conditioning. It's going to be hot. Drink water. All the stuff that is overly dramatized in a lot of posts. Just it's hot. Hey, it's Florida in the summer. What do you expect?
Yeah, I think as far as the summer goes, there are a lot of some bloggers that tell you all of these other things that you need to bring that aren't clothing items. So there's a lot there. Essential-wise, don't bother with the water bottles. You can get free water in the parks. It's not like you have to buy the $5, $10, whatever, Smart Water, Dasani, whatever they're selling.
Exactly.
Just go to any of the quick services. You can get it free. Is there maybe a little bit of a taste to it? Sure. But when you're hot and you don't want to carry your own water, I personally think it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, what should you wear? Well, let's just go with the coolest, light-colored, lightest, and most quick-dry clothing that you have for everyone in your group. That is the bucket list at the top of your whole list, right? Just light, quick-dry stuff.
I think the light colors is also a good point to bring up because it's not something that you would necessarily think about, but there is a reason why lighter colors tend to be more popular, especially with fashion designers in the summer. It's because they do have a more cooling effect.
Yeah, light colors reflect the sun. Blacks, navy blues.
We all love our blacks, me included. But if you're going for a cooler feel, they may not be the way to go about that.
They will not, I would even say. So yeah, blacks, navy blues, they are going to attract the sun and you're going to bake. And that goes for your hat too. I mean, if you have a white or light colored tan hat, whatever, if you wear hats, I don't because I find they keep the heat in. Heat escapes out of your head, but if you like hats, try to do a light colored one.
Also, I think it depends. Fabric is a big thing as far as clothes go. Like we were talking about lighter t-shirts or whatever, but also in your pants, your shorts, and your jackets, like linens and light sort of blousy.
Light cottons. Yeah,
light cottons, light sort of blousy materials. If you want something to, cover up, shield you from the rain, just pay more attention to kind of that thing as opposed to, like, obviously track shorts, stuff like that is going to be heavier than, say, something sweat wicking or something linen, where something denim might be more heavier. So just kind of pay attention to what you're bringing based on the temperature, or even what day you're wearing something that you brought based on how hot it is.
Yeah, so for tops, the usual suspects. T-shirts, tank tops, like you said, loose-fitting button-up shirts, those sorts of things in light colors. Pat, you can go with the Oliver prints we talked about, that sort of stuff, but nicely with a white sort of or light colored background, not a dark black one. Even if it's loose fitting, it's still going to make you hotter than a light colored one. And then lightweight and quick dry, especially for the bottoms.
Yeah. However, on the flip side, if you're going to the pool and you're looking to attract, that sun and warm up, maybe get a black bathing suit.
Yeah, swimwear is different.
Maybe it'll do that for you.
Don't forget to pack that as well. Poolside swimwear. What do you think about bottoms? Now, for guys, I always recommend the stuff that I really love wearing, more recently, because there's a lot more available that's nice quality and sort of stylish, are the quick dry shorts. That's sort of my go-to. If you need the Gold Bond powder, don't forget to pack that as well. But what do you recommend for women?
I think the quick dry material in general, I know there's lots of brands right now that are going around with the quick dry, the skirts, the shorts, the little spandexy shorts. There's lots of different versions of that for lots of different price ranges. But those are very popular. If you walk around Disney World in the summer, the amount of typically black or colored actually of those quick dry shorts is crazy to me. I started a count one time. There were just so many of the exact same pair of shorts.
You mean watching guests in the parks? Yeah.
But they are popular because they're a good option. You really want to go for the sweat wicking, not necessarily because of the water rides, but because of the rain, and also because you will sweat. Even if you don't sweat, you will, because it's really, really hot.
And skirts and sundresses, I'm assuming, if someone likes to wear those are good picks.
Skirts and sundresses are actually great picks because they're very flowy, so they allow the air to move more in your legs. They should theoretically keep you cooler. And
bicycle shorts you can wear under them, really.
I always do.
Yeah, instead of Gold Bond powder.
But that's the dancer in me. That's keeping the bicycle shorts on at all times. Other thing, obviously don't forget your sunscreen. It's Florida in the summer. It's sunny. But another thing, maybe beware, especially if you're out at night. They're not super bad in the city, but bug spray. The bugs come out in the summer more than they do at March break or Christmas or those other popular travel times.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job at Walt Disney World with their, crazy bug, or especially
they're for
mosquitoes.
The most part pretty good.
Yeah,
I am impressed.
Good, but there are not none, right? Is what we're getting at. There are a few mosquitoes here and there. So if you're going to be out, especially like in Animal Kingdom,
I was going to say,
yeah. Or places or Fort Wilderness.
Yeah.
Let's say you're going to the campfire show,
even
or something
Wilderness
like that.
Lodge.
Yeah,
around there, just because of the scenery. It's beautiful, but just beware.
Actually, you know where else I noticed it? On the walking path, not the Bay Lake Tower one, contemporary, but the walking path between the Grand Floridian, because it's right along.
By the forest.
Yeah, it's right by the forest and the lush tropical, and those
Yet
hot,
another
steamy summer
to
nights.
Avoid that walking path.
Hey, that walking path's going to get more crowded when that.
Yet another reason to avoid that walking path.
Polynesian Tower opens. All right, so there you have it. light colors, lightweight, sweat wicking, quick dry. That's what you want to pack for Walt Disney World in July. Not as wet as August. We'll talk about August next month, but it's not looking too bad right now. But again, anything can happen in Florida, especially in the summer. So keep an eye on the sky when you're there, especially in the afternoon, and check the weather really right up to the day before you leave. And use a local one. That's what we always recommend, a local weather station, not just Weather Channel. All right, thanks for listening. As always, follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street if you are going. Have a great time. We'll see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.